Hi. Alright, today's video is going to be a 10-week pregnancy update video. I'm out of breath. I forgot my wedding rings, so I went downstairs to get them, and going back up the stairs made me out of breath. I really enjoy making these videos, but it's kind of difficult editing them because I can tell my pregnancy brain is just in full force, and so trying to edit out every time I say or I can't think of a word, it like drives me crazy. But anyways, I'm gonna try to keep this video as like organized as possible because there's several things that I want to touch on. But I guess the first thing that we will touch on is symptoms, right? So the last time I talked to you guys, I was 5 weeks pregnant. That was literally over a month ago. You guys saw that video a couple weeks ago, but yeah, that was a month ago. Lots has changed. So in that video, I believe I was saying that I was starting to have food aversions, starting to have a little bit of nausea. Well, I'm full blown in it now. Like we're in it to win it. The nausea's here, loud and proud. I have good days and bad days, more bad days than good days, I would say. It's not nearly as bad as like my molar pregnancy, which if you didn't know, my pregnancy before this one, I had a molar pregnancy, so it was a pregnancy loss. And when you have a molar pregnancy, your pregnancy hormones are like so elevated, like they're 10 million times higher than they would normally be, which makes your symptoms 10 more times like worse than they normally would be. So I had like severe nausea then, to the point where I would puke quite often. But when I was pregnant with Simeon, my son, I didn't really puke out of nausea, and I haven't puked yet in this pregnancy because of nausea, but I have gotten ding dang darn close, let me tell you. The morning is the best time for me, which is really weird that they call it morning sickness when the morning is actually when I feel the best. So the morning is when I try and get things done. That's when I try and clean. I try to like get Simeon's breakfast like going. That way by the time I feel sucky, he has like a nice meal to eat. It's mostly around eating that just kills it for me. So if I get too hungry, I get so nauseous that I feel like I can't stand up. I can't do anything. But then as I'm eating, I feel better. I'm like, oh, thank God, like I have nutrients in my body. And then 20 minutes after I eat, I feel so sick. Not as sick as I did when I was hungry, but still quite sick. So like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, anytime that I'm eating is like kind of a rough time for me. But the in-between times, sometimes I'm good and sometimes I'm not so good. It kind of just depends. So nausea has been a huge one. My boobs, let's just talk about them, are like 3 sizes bigger than they were when I started this pregnancy. So I always wear maternity bras. My son is 2 and I'm still wearing maternity bras, from Target. They're my favorite. So these were from my pregnancy with him, and so they fit fine, but I am like kind of bulging out of them quite a lot. And my boobs hurt quite often. Like they are very sensitive. I can't remember if that went away. Like I know that obviously my boobs are going to be growing and growing throughout this whole pregnancy, and then I'm going to give birth and breastfeed and that whole thing. So I know that they're going to be sensitive and they're growing, so duh. But I couldn't remember with my pregnancy with my son if the sensitivity like kind of died down for some of the pregnancy or not. I don't recall. But right now it's going strong. Okay, my boobs hurt quite often. My skin, pretty much my whole body, very dry. That's what happens when I get pregnant, is I get like dry skin. My body skin gets dry. My hair gets kind of dry. And normally I'm a very oily gal, so I actually enjoy it. I know that seems really weird probably not the dry body skin, but my makeup stays on a lot longer since I have, like, my face is kind of dry. And I have a lot of oils and stuff to combat the dryness, and so I would actually prefer if my skin would stay like this, but I know it's not going to. But anyway, yeah, so my skin has been dry. That's another symptom from 5 weeks to 10 weeks here. What else? I'm getting quite a bit of, like, pregnancy insomnia. It's kind of hard for me to sleep even though I'm exhausted all the time. I find that at least once a day, even if I don't nap because I kind of have insomnia, I need to, like, lay down and rest my eyes for a bit at least once a day, because there's just no way that I can function otherwise. I'm, like, very tired. By the time, like, 5 o'clock hits, I'm, like, yawning constantly. So, very tired. Ooh, heartburn. Woo! Heartburn is bad. It's bad. Okay. It was, like, going okay. I wasn't really getting heartburn that bad. And then the last week or so, it's bad. I mostly just have to make sure that I'm not laying down, like, directly after I'm eating, except that's what I feel like doing, because after I eat, I feel nauseous. So pregnancy is just a bunch of, like, fun, contradictory symptoms, and it's just a great time. I've been just taking Tums for that. I asked my doctor, she's not actually my doctor, she's just the first doctor that I had to see. I asked her if I could take anything, and she just said Tums. But I know that there's a heartburn medication that is safe for pregnant people to take, but she did not recommend that. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe my next doctor will recommend it. I don't know. So yeah, I've just been taking Tums. I prefer the little soft chewies. I'll show them to you. They're these little soft chewies. The only thing is, like, I know that they probably have to be wrapped like this, but they're literally all individually wrapped. The only thing I don't like about these is you're chewing them and it feels like bubble gum. Like, you're like, okay, this is going to turn into gum, but it's not. Eventually, if you chew enough, it disintegrates and goes away, and then you swallow it, of course. But I do like these better than regular Tums because the chalkiness just makes me want to die. I occasionally have been getting restless legs. With my pregnancy with my son, I got restless legs a lot worse. So the restless legs thing hasn't been as bad so far in this pregnancy as it was with my son. My molar pregnancy, it was so bad. But again, that's because my hormone levels were way out of whack. I will move into must-haves, but they're kind of the same. I have noticed that I need to put lotion on my boobies. Not on my belly yet, which I am wearing maternity stuff. That's literally just because I gain weight in my belly, and I'm very, very bloated right now, so there's another symptom. Very bloated, and so it looks like I have a baby bump, and so I don't want to, like, try super hard to hide it. I would rather just kind of, like, accentuate it and be like, okay, yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm not, like, super chubby, even though I kind of am. So anyways, I've been wearing maternity stuff, but like I was saying, I have been putting lotion on my boobies because they've been growing so much that they itch pretty bad, and I'll show you the lotion. So this is the lotion I have been using. It's the Kiwi Botanicals Ultra Rich Body Butter, and it comes in a pump, and it also comes in the body butter. I like the body butter for my boobies specifically, and this is, like, clean beauty, so no bad ingredients in here. So that's been a favorite, been loving that. Still love my water bottle, been using that. I haven't been drinking the liquid IV that I talked about in my last video as much, or pretty much at all, actually. Let me be honest here, I haven't been drinking it at all. For some reason, like, my nausea doesn't like the liquid IV anymore, and, like, water, plain water is just fine right now. Maybe that will change. I don't know, but I've been drinking water out of my water bottle. What else? My, the prenatals that I was taking, they are making me nauseous now. They weren't before, and they were like perfectly fine, but now they make me nauseous. So I take them at night instead of taking them whenever, like I was before. I don't know if they specifically make me nauseous or it just makes my nausea worse when it's already there. I'm not sure, because I was taking them before I got pregnant, and then I was taking them, once. Yeah, I have been taking them for like months and months before I found out I was pregnant, and everything has been fine. But now all of a sudden, I think they exacerbate my nausea. So I'm sorry if you bought those thinking that they weren't going to make you nauseous, and they do, because they weren't at the time, but now they kind of do. Yeah, everything as far as like must-haves has kind of been the same besides that lotion. I don't think I've had any like weirdo cravings. I've just been craving like the food that I really, really love, because it's like I know that I love that food, and so I know that I'm most likely gonna like it, and so I guess I've been craving those types of food, like Chinese food, corn dogs, another love of mine. Like a lot of meat, which is normally how I am. I'm not a huge meat person, but especially in pregnancy, like besides chicken, I really don't want any meat. Even like hamburgers, well, not a fan right now. Pasta, I've kind of been into fettuccine Alfredo, like I've eaten it a couple times, but mac and cheese is normally like a huge favorite of mine, and I haven't really been able to eat that. I find that I really want salty foods. Like I want McDonald's French fries. I want I want rice with soy sauce, like a crap ton of soy sauce. I want salt all the time. But yeah, I haven't really craved anything weird so far. As far as how I've been feeling, which I kind of wanted to touch on, because I feel like a lot of people, pregnancy is exciting. You're gonna have a baby, that's an exciting time, but no one really talks about like how you're feeling mentally, because even if you're excited to be pregnant, you're excited to have a child, you can still feel low, like your hormones are everywhere. You're not feeling great, and that's kind of where I am right now. Like, I'm happy, I'm excited, but I think because being in the first trimester is hard for me, and my last pregnancy being a pregnancy loss was very hard for me, I think I'm just kind of in a low spot right now, to be honest. I keep expecting something bad to happen, because you kind of never expect that it's going to happen to you, and then it does, and then you kind of expect it to always happen. So with Simeon, my pregnancy with him, and with my molar pregnancy, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I made an email for my child, and I started emailing them all the time, and I did that right away. But with this pregnancy, I'm like 10 weeks along, and I found out, I want to say when I was 4 weeks, or I might have even been earlier than that. So like, I've known that I was pregnant for a really long time, and I have not made an email yet, which is obviously not like me. And like, we went to the 8-week ultrasound, and everything was fine. The heartbeat was great, but I don't know. I keep expecting like the pin to drop and everything to go wrong, which is probably not a healthy mindset to be in. And so I've been like talking to my counselor about it, and like trying to actively change my thoughts as soon as they arise, like trying to be positive about this pregnancy and give this pregnancy like the positivity that it deserves, but also it's just hard. The first trimester is so hard for me. Like, the first trimester, hard. Second and third, great, love it. We'll do it a million times over. Birth, if my birth goes how it did with my son, then yeah, let's do it again. Why not? And then newborn stage, as cute and precious as they are, I would skip it altogether. Like, skip it. Hate it. Don't like it. So like 3 months and on is my jam. And specifically, like the age Simeon's at is like my favorite. I am a toddler mom through and through. I love being a toddler mom. Newborns are so precious and they're so cute and they're just adorable. But yeah, I am having this baby so it will grow up to be a toddler. Like anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But anyways, the first trimester and newborn stage are both times that are very, very difficult for me, and like my mental health declines a lot because I don't feel like myself. I'm like exhausted and tired, and I'm not interested in the things that I'm normally interested in. Like I did my makeup like full today. I have been barely doing my makeup. Like there are several days a week, probably like 5 days a week, that I don't do my makeup, which I know to some of you seems normal. To other of you, like, is like whatever. But I enjoy makeup. That's something that I love to do. It's like my zen time that I get to like paint my face, and it's like a creative outlet for me. So the fact that I'm not interested in it right now, I don't feel like doing it, I don't want to, I just want to sit and do nothing, like makes me sad. It's like a sad thing for me. So anyways, it's been hard, but another thing that I'm trying to work on and that I talked with my counselor about is asking for help, because I know that my family wants to help me. I know that my friends want to help me, but I always feel bad like asking for help. So I need to like be better about that. Just being like, hey, can you bring over a meal? Or hey, can you watch Simeon so I can cook a meal? Because I just feel like I cannot physically do both of those things at the same time. Anyway, there's just like, I could ask for help in many ways. And so that's something that I'm working on as well. I'll show you a bump shot, but it's really, I'm chubby slightly, got a little cushion for the pushing, okay, and I'm bloated. So it's not a baby bump quite yet, but I'm pretending that it is. And if anyone out and about asks if I'm pregnant, I'm just gonna say that I'm like 5 months along, even though I'm not. I'm just gonna lie, because it's none of their business. They don't need to know. But I will show you a bump shot in case you're interested. Okay. It's hard. So you can see I look quite pregnant. Like these are maternity shorts. So I got the maternity thing happening. This is a maternity shirt. But I'm pretty much like just trying to embrace it because I look quite prego. So that is me right now. Mostly bloat, a little bit of chub. And yeah. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you related to it. If you're pregnant as well, I hope that we can do this together. If you liked this video and you're wanting to follow along on my third pregnancy journey, then subscribe. Like this video. You know, this is a hobby of mine I'm trying to turn into my dream career. I hope you guys are having as good of a week as you possibly can right now. Leave any prayer requests down below because I do pray for you, and I will see you guys in my next video.